Welcome to e-learning. This time the subject is about density and weight. The problem we have to deal with is about calculating the mass and the weight of a concrete slab. And the dimensions of the slab are 4 meters times 5 meters times 7.5 centimeter. To help us with the problem, we have a manual called the rocket. And the rocket is consisting of 3 stages. So when we have to find weight, we have to work in the same direction as the arrow points. We start by finding the volume of the concrete slab, and we're giving the dimensions, so it shouldn't be that hard. Have found the volume, we move to step 2, and that is to find the mass. Here was the volume, and then we times it with the density for concrete. This is the symbol for density, and it's called rho. Have found the mass, we move to step 3, because now we can find the force of weight. We just time mass with the acceleration of gravity, and we are done. Are you giving the weight of an object and have to find area or volume? Just work in the other direction, as the note says. As always, we start by writing up the problem. This is about finding mass and weight. We do a sketch and we write up the information we have. So what we miss now is we miss to find the density for concrete, and this one has to be looked up in a table. Look at a table of densities of various substances. And as you can see, what's very important when you have a table, it is to figure out which column to use. And in this case, we use this one because it has the SI unit kilogram per cubic meter. So now we just have to figure out where concrete is, and concrete is there. So concrete is 2.3 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per cubic meter. Now we go back to our problem and we write up the value we figure out was for concrete, and it was 2.3 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram each time we have a cubic meter. Now we just have to do the 3 steps in the plan, and I have already done the first one for finding volume. So volume was length times height times width. So that means that I put in 4 meter times 0.175 meter, because centimeter has to go to meter, times 5 meter, and then I get 3.5 cubic meter. Next step is to figuring out the mass, and that was density times volume. The next thing we have to do is we have to put in the density we figure out for concrete, and it was 2.3 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram each time we have a cubic meter of concrete. And this one we times with the volume, and that was 3.5 cubic meter. So what we get is 8,050 kilograms. Those 8,050 kilograms must be put in step 3 here in order to find force of weight. The last thing we have to do before we are done is to put in the value for mass, and it was 8,050 kilograms. And the mass must be times with the acceleration of gravity, and that is 10 meters per square second. So what you get is you get 80.5 times 10 to the power of 3 newtons. And that could be changed into a prefix, so you have 80.5 kilonewtons. Always remember, each time you see force, you see newtons as the unit.